Hello, welcome back to Windows Sushi LiveEnGON. Today I will be simple, basically using an NGON, and we're gonna improvise with it. The idea is to show you that if you're doing 3D, and often you heard people saying that you always need to use quad or four-sided polygon. And that's not always true because sometimes you actually want to use NGON. Okay, so let me save this. So that's an NGON, right? That's five-sided. We can turn it into any side. But basically, here the idea is to use Inset special. So you can't just drop it there. You need to plug this into this guy. And now you're gonna have an inset. Okay, with the inset you can turn on and off the inner. Now what's gonna happen, I will be using another inset. So vertices and polygon, and yep, do another one. And you can start to see very quickly. This is kind of like one example where you use an NGON to start with, and then you kind of doing inset or subdivision, whatever. In 3D they call it tessellations, and there are all kind of different tessellations that will give you an interesting result, and this is one of them. So with this chain of nodes, you actually, with sphere chalk, you can actually use monad and kind of like iterate, do some kind of recursive, but I'm not gonna do that for today. Basically, for now, I'll just gonna keep it simple. So that's actually already kind of an interesting design, right? You don't have many triangles, but you start with an angle. If you start with a circle, you're gonna have a different design, especially if you turn on where, oh, I think you need to triangulate it. Let me check very quickly. So that's a circle. If you change the mode and change the degree, oh, okay, you can cut it. Well, never mind. We can go back to NGON. And at this point, if you want to do something more interesting, try maybe play, maybe you want to give different color for each area. You can try using area, and then for every polygon face, you kind of inspect the area. So if we use the stethoscope, we can get the area for each polygon, and then so we can use logic, a little bit of logic. If the area is smaller than something, then do something else. Let's do that very quickly. Use least masking. So the data will be the polygon, and the vertices goes in here, and the mask goes in here. Data if true goes in here. Let's see if this is working or not. Okay, seems to be working. Maybe it needs to be smaller. Maybe this should be larger again. Okay. Okay, so there you go. That's kind of a way we can do quick masking on things. Maybe we can give this divided by 100. So now we can have better control over the separations of all this. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool, and we can perhaps bake it, but we're gonna end up with a little bit of extra vertices. So if you want to clean it up, use delete loose. But anyhow, this is working, and I will show you just very quickly so that you can give it different color. And so this is one separation. If we duplicate this, I think it's a good idea to turn it into a monad, but for now just keep going. So that goes in there. Polygon, this is try different color and different value. Oh, vertices. Okay. All right. So we can have the yellow part. Okay, that's not bad. And at this point, you also want to separate maybe the position. Okay, because they are kind of overlapping. The way we separate it with the expressions and the way we create the mask currently, they are overlapping. Unless if you change the expression, so you put the value between minimum and maximum. But for now, I think this should be okay. Let's do this one more time. Select all, duplicate, and then you want this guy. Inspect the area, plug the vertices in there, and then the polygon data goes in there, and then you inspect the area once again. Okay, maybe give different color for this, and then oops, just place it a little bit lower. Okay, so now we have this design. Okay, and at this point you can perhaps play around with the inset, different value of the inset. Let's see, random float, random value, random number generator float for the inset between 0 and 1. Okay, so that's one. Let's plug it like this, and then let's just make it simple. Different seed, and plug this into the guy. So we can have this all kind of different design simply by starting with NGON, and then do a little bit of chain of inset, and you end up with something like this. Yeah, so it's a little bit abstract, and but this is one way to use an NGON. So it doesn't always need to be quad. NGON is pretty cool, but search for tessellation design. and you will see some example. Yeah, they are all kind of n-gons. Triangle, quad, doesn't matter anymore. But you look at this design. How can you recreate this using procedural way? Maybe, maybe you can. Maybe you can't. But try, for example, batik design. This traditional design also is kind of like who's that artist's name? But this is something that's also kind of procedural. But this definitely using n-gon because it's using shapes, and I can't remember the name, but if you can recreate this maybe using sphere chalk or other ways, it's gonna be pretty cool because they are all kind of math, they are all abstract. There must be some kind of formula because there's a because they're like a pattern. Yeah, so just an idea. So there you go, n-gon, a bit of fiddling with the notes, and you can end up with this abstract. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.